I got involved in the normal way that actors do. I got a phone call saying, would you go and meet Max Roberts, who's the director? They're casting this show. And luckily, it was something I was already interested in, because I'd read both volumes of Chris's diaries already, and I was a huge fan, so it was something I was excited to do. So I trooped along, presumably with a lot of other actors, to go and meet the director, and he stuck a pin in a bit of paper and it hit my name. Well, I suppose the first thing you've got to do is the voice, which is very different from my normal one. And he's got a sort of high, rather slightly sort of fluting, a little reedy voice. He's a bit like an old professor, and so although I can't do it exactly the same, I try and give a flavour of that, and physically as well. He's a small bloke. He's much smaller than I am, and he has a kind of academic way of standing. Oh, nerve-wracking at first. The decisions I'd made were based on, 2 minutes of YouTube evidence. I'd never met him or seen him before, so I wasn't sure that I'd got anywhere near what he was like. But I caught out of the corner of my eye in the rehearsal room when he came to watch the first act one Friday. I noticed the way he was sitting and thought, oh, that's actually quite like the way I'm sitting, so I got a bit of confidence from that. And then after we did it in front of him, he was so enthusiastic, it was very gratifying. He's a lovely, lovely chap. I think you remember things just because the fear of forgetting them is so enormous. It would be awful. I mean, initially, one of the possibilities that was in our minds was that a lot of the entries from the diaries would be read out of a book, but I considered that it's a lot easier to have a relationship with the audience if you're not hiding behind a book. So I thought we'd give it a go and try and read it and learn it. And there is a lot of stuff to learn, but if you have to do something, you have to do something. And it's particularly well written. The diaries are well written, and Michael's a terrific playwright. So things which are well written are much easier to learn than things which are badly written, because they tend to have a natural rhythm and they're amusing. I love it. I love the space. It's fantastic. I love the fact that people are sat at tables near the front. I like the fact that the audience are quite visible to the actors. I think that encourages a kind of honest transaction between the actors and the audience. It's great being in a small room, and I've had a terrific experience in Newcastle as a whole.